Welcome back everybody to another Halloween product review. Today we're going to be taking a look at Spirit's Pumpkin Patch Prowler. I saw this on someone else's channel. His name is Jigsaw Fan 2018, so shout out to him. But I thought it looked fantastic. Normally I'm not the type that would buy a Spirit animatronic until after Halloween, but this was just one of those instances where he just looked so amazing in the video and so terrifying and scary that I knew he would be perfect for my pumpkin army. If you haven't seen what I'm doing in my yard this year, check out my other video to get a glimpse of my pumpkin patch. But I think he's going to be perfect. I'm going to make it where he is right in the middle of my driveway going down through my pumpkin army, so the children will be absolutely terrified. And well, cross your fingers. Maybe I'll get some criers this year. Anyway, so this is the Pumpkin Patch Prowler. It's got an interesting little story on the backside, so I'm just going to read this to you real quick. It says, "The pumpkin patch may be peaceful by day. You may even leave the path, you may even stray. But once dusk hits, it's a different story, a story that could end up extra gory. A pumpkin patch prowler wanders about, and if you run into him, you better not shout. If you make noise, he'll come after your head. He'll scoop you up, you'll end up dead. The prowler's job is to keep the field safe, and if he finds someone lurking, they may not escape. This pumpkin patch prowler rises with the dead, and when he sees you, his eyes will light up green. So if you see this creature while you travel at night, don't make any noise, don't try to fight. Be very quiet, and you could break away, but if you make one tiny sound, you could be dead by day." Wow, that's actually the first time I read it all the way through. It's kind of intense, but it's an intense prop, so I'm very excited to build him here with you. Just to give you a glimpse of what is inside the box. Hopefully he doesn't fall out. There we go. So let me go ahead and pull out some of these components. Let's take a look at them. First thing that we see in here are these giant hands. They're much bigger in person than I was expecting, but he does appear to be a very big prop. So those are going to reach out and grab the children. All right, we have some metal body pieces. Looks like we've got some clothing. His movement mechanism here looks a little small, so we'll see. Oh no, here's the bigger piece, I guess. In some of the other props I've seen, they keep this like all together, but this is separated. Now, on the back here, we have a speaker jack. What is this here? A try-me jack, the power jack, and on and off for the sensor, and thankfully a volume control. So, you know how much I hate some of these extra loud props. All right, here we have the power. Excellent. We have this, wow, quality instruction manual. It comes in a plastic bag, so let's pull that out. All right, it looks like there is another story on the front. Glancing at it, it looks a little different, so I will save that for you to read if you buy the Pumpkin Patch Prowler yourself. But we do have a nice set of instructions here in color, and that's going to make it easy when we go to put on his clothing, I hope, because the clothing is always my downfall in putting these props together. All right, we've got a nice sturdy base and some leg pieces. That's very heavy. Looks like that's probably a hip piece there with the shoulder. And knock over my candle. And then I saved the best for last. The creepy pumpkin head. What do you think? Wait till you see this in action, but before we get there, we got to put them together. So let me clear out some space here and we'll get going. All right, so you're probably thinking, gosh, he skipped some steps, and I did, because one, I forgot to turn on my audio, but luckily I found that out as I turned off the camera to look up how to complete step D. Now this Animatronic has these nice little labels on them. So you just follow it in order, A, B, C, D, and that shows you how to assemble everything. So A is the base, B are these bottom poles, C are these top poles. They just snap together with these quick connect pins, just like every other animatronic. The only thing that we want to make sure we do is keep the longer portion of the base pointing forward. And where I got hung up on, I was so excited. I thought with the clear instruction sheet, I was going to be able to figure out how to put the clothing on, but no. So this is one of the leg pieces. It's got this nice little fringe. It's supposed to be kind of like the little, I don't know, vines at the bottom. It has this tiny, and I'm sure you can't see that, this tiny little piece of elastic right there. And you would never know this if you don't read the directions. But you slip this over the top of the pole, and whoops, I've got it wrong. Got to make sure it goes in this. There's like a heavier fabric in the middle of it. It's very stiff, and I think that's important, and I'll show you why in a moment. We're going to turn it around just so you can see. Now, the Quick Connect C has, the upper and the lower pins, but there's also this pin right in the middle. And what we're supposed to do, I think, I've watched several assembly videos now, just trying to see what other people did on this. Nobody knows. The instructions say, take the elastic and I guess slip it over the pole, and where this little pin is, it's supposed to just catch and hold it in place. The problem is, this pin does not stick out very far. I mean, like, not far at all. Not even close to as far as the top and bottom pins. So the pants, if they get jostled around, are not going to stay on that clip. I don't know how to prevent that at all. I don't think it's possible without adding some extra material by taping it in place or adding some Velcro or something. But I think what's meant to happen is, because there is this stiffer fabric underneath, this stiff fabric is just supposed to hold it upright. But it's not that stiff. This is a bad design. So I'm going to put that back over, find that little Velcro, or not Velcro, the elastic piece, elastic over it, and there we go. See, it even keeps popping off. I'm sure you can't see, but it does, trust me. All right, so there we go. I'm just going to turn it around a little bit so that the labels are in the back. The great thing about the labels is it makes it easy to assemble, but you have to take them off, and then next year you're not going to remember what's what without looking at the directions. Anyway, we've got to step D. Now let's see, what is E? E is this little piece here, which is the motor controller thing. Again, it's got these quick connects. So turn it back around. Just gonna pop it into place and pop it back out of place so I can put that in. All right, getting there. All right, going. Sometimes these holes do not line up. All right, so E. Now where is F? Would be the hip piece. Now, oftentimes with other props, it looks like the hip and these little things little pins that slide into these little holders. Usually there's one that's larger than the other so that it can only go in one way. But these are exactly the same size, but it looks like it's just a simple round piece. I guess it doesn't really matter which way it goes on. All right, so F. Here is G. Wait, was that F? That was F. Okay, so G. Again, we've got some quick connect pieces. It can only go on one way because the pin is only in one direction. Whoops. Here's the other problem that I often have with these props is when I want to move them, I often grab for this widest part. That is bad. You always have to move it by the legs, but somebody should really design this where these snap into place so I can lift from that. That would be very helpful. All right, while we've got the back on, I'm going to plug in the power adapter. Oh, geez. The good thing is it's very long. The bad thing is it's tangled all up. All right, there we go. So let's just plug it in there. And usually we want to run these down the pant leg so it's just a little bit less visible. Go ahead and do that here. Okay. All right. Voila. All right, H. H is the shoulder piece. Oh, well, okay. I criticized them too soon. This one does have a larger and a smaller, and I can see that it's going to go on just like so. Except, wow, these are, got to kind of force it in because the prongs are a little bit bent. But there we go. Now, I see some other wiring here. I'm just going to go ahead and connect it. I'm not exactly sure what I'm connecting. So, let's see here. Let's take this, plug it into here, because it looks like the other plug is larger. So there's two sets of wires here. One's bigger than the other, so obviously it can only go in one, if I can connect it. Ha! Success! Okay. I think these go to the arms or something. I don't know. I think we're jumping ahead. Okay, this one's clearly going to go to the head, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. All right, so here is the jacket. Now, I can see offhand there is a hole here in the front, so that's going to be where the sensor goes. So even though the Velcro is in the back, that's going to be handy if this is the front. The back is going to allow us to access the control box here, so that's handy. But let's go ahead. I guess we're going to have to, it doesn't Velcro all the way up the back. It is closed at the bottom, so we are going to have to flip it over him, which I hate these clothing pieces. All right. I do like this sort of green camouflagey looking outfit he's got going on. I appear to be stuck. It would have been a lot easier if it would have Velcroed all the way up the back so I could kind of see. I think slowly but surely it's working itself down. I'm gonna just turn him around. There we go. All right. Aha. We've made it. Success. I think. I don't exactly know how it's supposed to go up here, but we'll figure that out in a minute. At least, okay. Now his coat is very close to the top. And I'm sure they did that as a cost savings measure, but it's going to just cause us problems because when these little bits of elastic fall past that little clip, as I think it already has here, you know, those panelings are going to fall down. It's going to look terrible. We're going to have to find a way to secure that, unless there's some sort of Velcro. You know, you might want to be able to put some Velcro here and, you know, just attach it together. I don't like props that we have to make repairs to before we even get it assembled. All right. So next up would be the arms, I think. J. Where is, before we get too far, all right. J, okay, that was next. We have the sensor. There is just that little sensor piece attached to a nice piece of Velcro, which we're just going to put right into place, into the front of his jacket. It Velcros right there in place. So, all right, I'm just going to pull his shirt down just a little bit because I'm kind of wondering now, what have I missed? Probably should have read the directions a little bit more, because we have the sensor wire and the wire to the motor. Okay, well, better look at the directions. Give me one moment. Okay, I was second guessing myself just simply because I was wondering what the head was going to plug into, but I'm assuming now that that's going to be one of these extra wires down here. So there are a lot of wires to this little prop. Where did that one go? Oh, so here is the sensor wire. It is actually a bigger clipping mechanism. I don't know what these things are called. I am not an engineer. So there we go. Sensor is connected to the box. The only things we still have to connect would be these hanging wires here, which two are for the arm, one is for the head, and we're almost done. All right. Yes, the arm piece has the blue wire end, so color to color, that's easy at least. Now let's try and get this arm piece put up through his clothing, which, you know, they have all of this fabric that's just kind of flopping everywhere. It's really hard to tell where it sticks through. So I think I got it. Pull that arm piece back down. Now, the end of the arm here has a fork in it, and the forks just go right in this slot here. So, it seems like the shoulder has come loose, but wow, that does not go in very easily. Let me just make sure I'm doing it right. I think I am doing it right. It's just, okay, everything seems to just want to be coming apart. Let me go ahead and see if I can get this in. All right, I literally had to take the entire shoulder off to get the arm fork into, oh no, into the holes here. They do not fit very nicely. It's very, very snug. So let's go ahead and put the shoulder back on. And I said, oh no, because I seem to have run the wire through the armhole, but I'm hoping that's not going to make a difference. Let me go ahead and put the other arm on. That arm went in much easier. So the next thing we need to do is just attach the Velcro strip on the back of the hand to the fabric so the fabric stays draped like so. I guess there's one on each side, which is good to hide this, because with his arm up, it's very visible that you see the sort of foam padding there. But there, that actually adds a lot. I like the draping fabric. It's getting creepy. Let me fix the other side. He is scary, huh? All right, I'm going to turn him around by not grabbing the hips and then connect these wires inside. Again, instructions specifically say it does not matter which arm wire goes to which arm, so that makes it easy. Plug those in. This nice open back makes it very easy to access all these wires. And while we're here, we're going to take the volume control and we are going to turn it down to about halfway so it doesn't make us deaf when we go ahead and turn it on. Getting to the last, not quite last yet, we got to put on his head. Let me turn him back around. His sensor, because in case you couldn't see it before, sticks out right in the middle of his chest, right there. Okay. This looks like it's on a bit of a spring, so it's going to have some funny movement to it. What are the chances we're going to get this on right the first time? There is a quick connect thing in the back, so actually it should be easy. No, it shouldn't. It's one of those that doesn't fit quite well. Okay, there we go. Got his head on. I'm going to fix his outfit here, but before you fix the outfit, connect the wires. So let me do that real quick. There's one other wire in here somewhere, and he is connected. Okay, so I'm going to Velcro his back together. Let me just turn him back around one more time. So Velcro. I actually like this outfit a little bit because it's easy to find the Velcro. This material is very, it's very stiff and full, and it feels very sturdy. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart anytime soon, so I really like that. I do not like his legs. Look, it's already happened. The little elastic thing didn't stick on. Probably because I'm moving him around. I mean, I think once he's standing in place, that's not going to happen, but it's definitely a little irritation. They could have just made like a full-length pant that went over his hips. It would have made it so much easier for us. All right, there we go. Is he creepy or what? There's only one more piece of fabric, and it is this sort of creepy cloth looking thing. And it does not appear that there is any method to putting this on. There's no Velcro on here, not that I can see and not that it looks like in the instructions. The instructions just say drape it over his shoulders and arms, which I do not like at all, because if I put him outside, you know, the wind and the elements are going to affect it, and I don't want it to fall off. There should at least be like a piece of Velcro in the back to hold it together. All right, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Nothing happens. Let's see. Is he gonna stop? I'm gonna hide over here, just maybe I'm setting off his sensor. It seems to just keep going, I don't know why. But he's very creepy. Alright. I don't know why he keeps going. I don't know, maybe I have him on or something. I don't know. I'll play around with him. But what do you think? I think he's going to look excellent in my pumpkin patch. I think I did maybe turn him down just a little bit too low. But it doesn't sound like he says anything. He just sort of like laughs, and there's like sounds of crows. I'm just turning him up just a little bit. But his movement is awesome. The only downside is that you can really hear the motor. It makes a very distinct as he moves around. So, do you hear that? I don't know if you can hear it, but it's distinct. I love him though. The other great thing about him is that he looks like he could be a person in a costume. So, you know, that's going to add that extra element of when people are approaching him, they're going to be like, is he real? I don't know. The only thing we're going to need to do is probably disguise that base a little bit. I usually like to throw some creepy cloth over it just to give it a little bit of, you know, creepy cloth disappearance, I guess. I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and pull the camera in. Let's take a closer look. I did some more investigating, and I found on the switch in the back, there are actually 3 functions. You can have it on the sensor, which I have him on now, so he turns off. Apparently, it will work within anybody walking it within 180 degrees of it, within 6.5 feet, which I'm not sure if that's, okay, it is the case. And then you can have it actually just stay on, where it will just continuously go, which I'm a little leery to do because I think that might be a little hard on the motor. Or you can use it in, you know, a foot pad mode, which would be just generally off, I guess. So let me know, what do you think? I did buy him from Spirit, so he was a little bit pricey. I don't know if they sold them in the stores. I don't remember seeing him, but I used a coupon, thankfully. So it came out with tax and shipping to be about $170 something, I think, which is a little more than I think he is worth. I mean, there's really not a whole lot to him except for this fantastic smile. I mean, he is going to scare kids, so that is worth it in the end. But ultimately, I wouldn't recommend, unless, you know, you're like me and just really into kids crying. You probably just want to wait until after Halloween and get him at a 50% off, you know, clearance sale, because he does have some issues. You know, especially those pant legs that really bother me every time he gets moved. But let me know, what do you think? I think he's going to look great in my pumpkin patch. I can't wait for you to see him, so make sure you stay tuned, and I will show you at the end of this video a teaser, and then we'll see him again on Halloween. And before Halloween, still have a few more DIYs and store walkthroughs and product reviews to go through, so make sure you're subscribed, hit that bell for notifications if you want to see those here coming up. And that'll do it for today. Take care, guys. See you around. Happy haunting.